For Trump, it's really the Iron Curtain of obedience. He demands obedience. If you don't give it, and you're in the Republican Party and an elected official, you are going to get primaried. You are going to get this kind of treatment. Now, the second element here, and the real surprise for us, was the national security crisis. Mm-hmm. And this national security crisis is so real that General Milley was in a position, and we wrote about this in detail, phone calls to his Chinese counterpart, calling in the people from the war room in the Pentagon and going around the room and say, you will not take orders from the White House or Trump or anybody without including me. Got it? Got it? Yes, sir. Got it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Robert and I were talking this morning about something I'd never mentioned. When I was in the Navy, it's 1969, the height of the Vietnam War. I'm on a destroyer, large destroyer, guided missile frigate called the USS Fox, and it's a Sunday afternoon, and I'm officer of the deck. I'm a lieutenant communications officer, and the skipper is trying to train me to be a naval officer. So I'm acting captain, effectively. And the ship is going along. This is off the coast of Vietnam. We are a radar picket ship. There's lots of intelligence that the Vietnamese will attack American destroyers with cruise missiles, with small boats, so it's kind of a dicey moment. And one of the lookouts shouts out, "Object dead ahead." And I get my binoculars like in the movies, but this really happens. And you look, and it's a floating mine. And the lookouts, that floating mine, dead ahead, sir. And so I have to act in half a second. And I say, right full emergency rudder. That's extremists. And the ship's going about 25 knots. It's a big ship, and it looks like it's going to capsize. And we're going, and I go to the internal microphone on the ship, 1MC it's called, "Captain to the bridge, captain to the bridge." And he comes running up. I guess I'm not going to quote him, but he said, "What the F are you doing?" And I said, "Captain, there is a floating mine out there." And we get the Marines and the Marines aboard because we had nuclear weapons. We had all kinds of secret operations. And the Marines shoot at the mine that's floating. And, of course, you wonder, are there other mines around you don't see? And one of them hits it, and it explodes. And the captain looks at me and says, "I guess you were right." And you never get an apology from the captain of a Navy vessel. That locked in my head that moment of danger. Now, that's on a Richter scale from 0 to 10, not even a 1. General Milley was confronted 4 days before the election with intelligence, as he's testified under oath, abundant intelligence that the Chinese thought were going to attack them. This is the worst moment for a military man. Knife edge, my God. What happens in war often, or before war, is the first move to take advantage, in other words, Pearl Harbor. And he's if I was this officer on the deck at this moment, I can tell you, I realized that there are 300 men, no women at this point, on this ship. I have to protect the ship. Milley has to protect the country.
And it reminds me of that phrase in the book. Milley says privately, the absolute darkest moment of theoretical possibility. That's what Milley was confronting with Trump's unraveling conduct, China in a hair-trigger environment in the South China Sea. And it was just stunning for us as reporters, when we learn more about this, to realize we don't understand sometimes the national security consequences of what a president does.